Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video, and the last 3 days in Oxford, really like 2 and a little bit because it's Monday and on Wednesday I am leaving. But yeah, kind of sad, but I'm also really looking forward to being home. But I'm just kind of wrapping up things here, getting everything put away. Tonight Anika and I are going into London for our last of 4 shows in one long weekend. We're gonna see Slave Play with Kit Harington, which is apparently quite a controversial play. I'd heard about it before, and then I saw like these discount tickets, so we decided to go, and then I googled like the synopsis of the play, and it does sound a little crazy, but I think it will be really interesting, so I'm looking forward to it, and very different than what the other shows that we've seen in the past couple days. First of all, because it's not a musical, and this will be much more intense, more serious. But yeah, I think it should be quite good. But today I'm going to run a few errands. I have some books to drop off at the library. My sister is desperate for me to buy her some yarn, so I'm gonna go do that. And maybe meet up with Eloise for a coffee or something at some point. So yeah, gonna get to it. So I did all my errands today. I met Eloise for a canoops because she'd already had lunch. But yeah, got Katie some yarn, returned my books, and then I came back and kind of hung out here before getting ready to go into Slave Play in London. So I'm very excited to see this. I think it will be a very interesting show. Going in like relatively blind, I didn't read anything more than the most basic synopsis. Still like not sure if that's the way to go for this sort of play, but that's what we're doing. So yeah, gonna head to the train station and meet Anika. I'm wearing my final Flossie by Freddie dress. This is the Marie, named after the Aristocats, which I feel like is very fitting for the dress. So yeah, I think that it's gonna be a good show. So it should be fun. There we go.
Hi vlog! We're back in London.
We're back in London. Ooh. We're back in London, we made it. We're going to go to a place that Anika has been before, right?
Kung Fu Noodles.
Kung Fu Noodles in Chinatown, and then head over to the theater.
Yeah.
So, she's been excited about it all weekend. Yeah. But we're just passing by a bunch of the theaters. It's a cute street. That's so cute. I like how they look kind of grumpy.
They do. It's a fishy.
Okay. Hello everybody. So it's the next day now. Slave Play was really good. It was kind of disappointing because Kit Harington wasn't performing. It was the understudy, and I believe it was the understudy's first performance because at the end when they came out to do a bow, the cast was just all in a line, but then his castmates like shoved him to the front, and one of the guys was like doing this. So I assume that meant it was like his first show, which was cool, and he did like a very, very good job. But obviously, like, you know, Kit Harington was a draw for us to go. Very interesting play. It's like a weird concept. Like they say in the program, like if you don't feel weird or uncomfortable when the play's over, like we did something wrong. Like there is a lot of, also because I've just never seen a show with like that much sexual content on stage, or there is full frontal nudity, which would normally be Kit Harington's character, so that was interesting. And we were like second row from the front, which I would say is perhaps a little bit too close when people are that naked, but it's like an intense play. It's very, like, I don't want to say, like, aggressive isn't the word, but like it's very in your face kind of a thing. But it's also really funny at the same time, but then there are like some jokes where you're like, am I allowed to be laughing at this? Like when you're there as like a white audience member. But yeah, it's a really funny play, but yeah, very like serious subject matter, or a very like intense kind of a subject in the way that they go about it. I don't know, but it's all very, very well done. The production is insane. It is like one of the most Tony nominated plays, but I guess it didn't win any during its year. And Nico was looking that up after, like it got quite snubbed. But I can see why it got so many nominations. Like it had so much going on. I really liked how they used music. That was really interesting. And yeah, so it's a lot about like race and sexual dynamics within interracial couples and everything, and sort of like the sexualization and exploitation of Black bodies. And then there's also stuff about like, because it's sort of within this like therapy scenario, a very weird therapy scenario, but sort of like, not like the weaponization necessarily, but sort of like using therapy speak incorrectly and everything. Yeah, very cool play. All of the performers were so, so good. So yeah, I'm glad that we went. Disappointed we didn't get to see it with Kit Harington, but I'm still really glad we went. I'd read about the play a while ago and had heard that it was very good, and people call it like a very controversial play, which I can also see why. And it's also interesting to see it staged in London, because it does feel like a very American play. And in the program they talked about, you know, doing this play with British actors because they just don't get taught that history in British schools. So you're staging this play with actors who like maybe don't know that much about it, like obviously know about it, but just don't have as much of that context, I guess, or that sort of like historical knowledge basis. So that was quite interesting. And then the actor that stepped in for Kit Harington's role, from the program we're pretty sure he's Scottish, but his character is British, but then does like a southern accent for some of like the role play scenarios. And at the end of the play, when he's naked, he's going through, for his like lines, he's switching from line to line between like a British accent and the Southern American accent, which neither of those are his actual accents, maybe. So I was very impressed with that. But yeah, cool play, very different from everything that we saw the past few days were very different from everything else. So yeah, I would recommend all of them, honestly. Shrek is the only one where I was like, I mean, I had fun, like I enjoyed the play, like I'm glad that we went, but it's not one where I'd be like, oh, I would totally see that one again, or like I don't feel the need to see it again. But everything else I would definitely see again. So yeah, a good end to my time at Oxford. I've been finishing up packing this morning, so I have all my suitcases packed, and then I've got a couple of boxes. I won't like close them up until tomorrow morning, but yeah, getting all that kind of stuff done. I went and I met up with Eloise and had like a coffee and stuff. And then I was like, oh, I'll just go check for my mail at Pembroke, make sure I'm not leaving anything in my pidge. And then I was like, I'll take another little walk around Oxford, last one. And I kind of spontaneously decided to go to the Botanic Gardens because I realized I still hadn't been there yet because I kept putting it off because I was like, oh, they'll be way nicer in the spring, summer. So I decided to go. Students get in free, which is really nice. So I got to go and walk around there. They had a bunch of different maps, but I just took this one, which is like Alice's Trail. And then they have like a map, some of the hot spots on it, and then descriptions of what they are on the back. Because basically it's really cool because they have just all the flower beds, but then a lot of it is sort of like Alice in Wonderland inspired. Not that it's like the biggest like thing that's Alice in Wonderland there is that they do have like a Cheshire cat statue in one of the trees, which is also like listed on the map. And then they have sort of like the literary flower beds or something, and they have little placards with kind of information about different authors that have lived in or been inspired by Oxford, some of them by the Botanic Gardens specifically, and they have, yeah, information for that all around. So it does just look like a regular like Botanic Garden, but then they have these kind of like little informational things. Like there's one about Agatha Christie and poisonous plants. There's a bench that's called Lyra's bench. I'm not sure, I haven't read his Dark Materials, but at the end of the book, Lyra is sitting on a bench in the Botanic Gardens, so they've put this bench there, or the bench was already there, and they named it Lyra's bench, and then they have like these foxes and a crow, a statue sitting behind it, which I think I did get a clip of. So you'll have seen that, which is quite cool. But yeah, it's a really nice thing to do if you're in Oxford. I would really recommend that because they're gorgeous. I don't know what it's like in the winter because, like I said, I haven't gone. I can't imagine it's as good, but it is still open during the winter, and like Pembroke's gardens are still nice in the winter. Definitely much nicer now, but like still pretty. So it might still be worth going to in the winter. But yeah, that's what I got up to today, and now I've just been chilling and cleaning stuff up, cleaning up my kitchen and everything. So yeah, been a nice kind of last day. Travel very light.
How are you feeling, Cass, leaving today?
Tired.
Oh,
My light
devastating. No, you've packed well.
Hi everybody, so it's been a hot minute since I checked in on this vlog. Probably going to be a shorter one because I am back home now. And yeah, I had a good flight. It was just a very long day of travel because I left Oxford at like, I think I got on the bus at like 10 and my flight wasn't until 4. It's just such a long, it's like a almost 2-hour bus ride from Oxford to Heathrow. And then like I went so early because on Air Canada recommend to get to the airport 4 hours early for the international flight, which seemed excessive, but I did it and it was actually fine. And then the flight's just like long. It was about 8 hours to Toronto, had like a 2.5-hour layover, 3.5-hour flight back home, and an hour drive back home. It's just a very long day of travel, and they're not the flights where you like sleep. The flight over, I always sleep because it's like overnight. But the flight back, you want to stay awake because I got home at like 10:30 our time here. So, because you want to be awake through that so then you can sleep when you get back and then you're not jet lagged, which I did do. So that's nice. Didn't really have any jet lag. Was quite tired yesterday though. Yesterday did nothing except catch up on some House of the Dragon. Yeah. Oh, on the flight, I read this book, Love at First Book, which is the one Megan got me. Really enjoyed it. I'll post a more in-depth, articulate review on Instagram and TikTok at some point. I did really enjoy it. Like, plot-wise, it's very predictable. Like, from the first couple chapters, you know exactly what's going to happen in the rest of the book, but did not impede my enjoyment of it, and I love the setting of it. That's really, like, what shines with this one because she's an American who like is going to live and work in this small Irish village. It's kind of has the similar vibes to like Leap Year, if you've seen that movie. So really enjoyed this. Thank you to Megan. I started this in the airport in Toronto and then finished it on the flight home. So yeah, read it all in one sitting. But yeah, I'm home now. I've gotten some new additions to my room courtesy of my mom, if you can see from the glare. She got these like horse bookends that she's put in my room, and then the like, I forget what they're called, the like feathery grass things, which I love. So yeah, that was cute. But this morning, I've been waking up quite early still, so I haven't like totally adjusted to the time. Early for me. But yeah, woke up, watched some Olympics this morning, and my mom and my sister I think are out doing some halter breaking, and my dad is smoking ribs, so I'm super excited about that today. But I think I'm gonna go out and join them outside. Maybe just go for a walk, we'll see. And I've been unpacking. Hello, so it is Saturday now. Me and my sister are driving to Turtleford because the first thing she told me when I got off the plane was that this weekend we were going to Turtleford
To the cow show.
to the cow show.
Going to the cow show.
Because basically like a friend was taking cattle there and he needed people to help show. So, you know, brought in the ringers. But then I was just thinking about it and I was like, it's been almost 2 years I think since I showed something. Because the last time would have been at Agribition, not this year but last year.
Yeah, I guess.
And Agribition is in November. Probably fine. But yeah, I've never been to the Turtleford show. They think it's gonna be. I've never been to. Yeah, I don't think so. I've been to Cochin.
Yeah. And Edam.
Yeah, and Edam. Edam always had a really good. They have like a bull. Yeah, it's like. Is it just bulls?
No, it's like commercial first too.
Oh, I guess we just
Like a
always
pet
took
show.
bulls.
Yeah.
Edam had like a bull show in the winter and they always had the best haunted house, which I don't think they do anymore. But anyway, Turtleford is they also have a pen show, which is basically where like you have a pen of cattle and then they come around and judge them like in the pen. But then they also have a halter show where you like lead them, which I realize like 60 to 70% of the people who watch these would know what that is. But you know, for the people who don't. So yeah, we're gonna go there. My arm's really jumping.
We were also halter breaking cattle.
Yeah, and I got peed on into my shoe.
Welcome home.
So that was nice. But then we had ribs, so it was good. But yeah, gonna go show some cattle. I asked Katie how many he had. She said she didn't ask, so we don't know.
Brought their heifers out here today for our judges to sort through.
It's a video for your vlog.
Same thing, they won't judge any, and then
We're heading home from the show. It was a success. First and second in class. There was only one class, 6 head, so it was a small show. It was a very long day for a one class show because it's a pretty big pen show, actually, which is nice.
Like 125 head there or something.
Yeah, I think they said there was like 60 pens, which is actually down from last year. So, still pretty good turnout. But yeah, it was nice.
Big day at the fair.
Yeah. But it was nice to chat with a bunch of people that I haven't seen in a long time.
Everybody was very excited to see her.
Yeah.
Nobody really understands what it is she's doing, and neither do I.
But it was good. And I mean, can't complain about that. First and second.
Yeah, no. Teeny.
Yeah. Buddy, so the next day now, Sunday, nothing too exciting on the docket today, just gonna be at home because as you saw, me and my sister were at Turtleford the other day. Had a nice time at the show. It was nice to catch up with some people. But yeah, today just gonna be hanging out around home, so not really too much going on. I'm probably gonna end the vlog here, and I don't think that I'm going to be doing like weekly vlogs at home because just like I feel like for an entire week there just like won't be that much to show. But I might do like, I might still post like videos every week and just make them more like book themed. Or I might do like like vlogs that are like a compilation of many weeks. Like I'll pick up the camera if there's something cool going on, and then just kind of like mush them all together into one vlog for over the course of a couple weeks. So that's kind of like my tentative plan for the videos going forward. But yeah, for now I'm going to say goodbye and very happy to be home, and should be a nice couple of months.